Welcome to Patrick Roberts, Our New Timeline.
Hey guys, welcome. What a rough night. What a rough night already. Hey Catherine. I actually just got back from a funeral and it was like pretty much my one and only best friend that I could talk to. Talk to her every day. And other than you guys, but have you guys noticed that your ears are becoming more, you can hear things better? Like you can really hone in on sounds. Anyways, I don't know. It's just really weird. My hearing is like, I don't know. Sometimes I can hear stuff and sometimes I can't. Sometimes my hearing is like really good and sometimes it's not. But I was going to wait for more people to get in here, but I might as well get on with it. I actually I misdid the name when I named the title. Yes, totally. The hearing, yes, I relate. It's weird. Yes, it is, Catherine. I misspoke with the title. Hey, Jennifer. The title said Spiritual War is Coming. I'm here to tell you, we are in it. We are in the spiritual war. The lines have been drawn. You're either on one side or the other. And I can definitely feel the quickening and feel I'm feeling spiritually attacked a lot. Man, I've been through a lot of crap in the last year. And now it just wants to attack my health. But hey, it may be able to get rid of this suit that I'm in and wind it down, age it, chemically attack it every day. We're being chemically attacked every day, But I don't know how I came across this video, but I came across a video that has they call it sky ice, and I think it's actual pieces of the firmament. And the way this guy explains this ice is that it's so cold you need gloves to hold on to it, kind of like dry ice. And the stuff melts in your hands, and but doesn't leave a wetness. There's no wet. The glove is totally dry, and it seems to evaporate into thin air. And when you he said you could bend it. So I'll have to show you the video. It's something else. So let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see. Right here. Okay. Come on. Okay, I'm pulling it up right now. Yeah, pause it here. Hopefully it works. Okay. All right, screen share. Share screen. Audio. Okay, can you see it? Is it in yet? Okay, here comes. All right. All right. Hopefully we can run this and we won't have any problems. I've had such a problem tonight trying to get this up. So let's get on with it before they actually pull this thing. Come on now. Tell me if you
Hello,
can hear
family.
it.
Welcome back. I hope you guys are doing great. I wanted to pass something along that somebody shared with me a while back, and I just haven't had a chance to share it, but it's extremely interesting. It's one of those things you just have to share, and the people I've talked to about it had never heard of it, so I figured maybe you haven't, and it's great that we share information that we come across, kind of break some of the mystery of what's going on beyond where we're allowed to explore. And this, see, is one of those that will blow your mind because it reveals sort of what we are.
Okay. I think it is. Okay,
Sort of
here
what
we
we
go.
already assumed would be going on there. But this person that shared this with me was very kind and said, "Hey, this is really cool. Have you heard about this?" And I haven't heard anything about it until they shared it. This channel here, Yup 0123, and they said, "I found this on Facebook and I think it's worth sharing with you all. I kept the original post's layout untouched to keep its originality." So they've broken it up. You'll see what I'm talking about or what they're talking about here in just a second. And the story, I will scroll to it, starts right here. And this person reached out on one of those truther Facebook pages. There's lots of them where they were talking about the firmament. And they had a military background. And they said, "I've never really believed in Jesus or done the whole church thing, but I think I've seen the stuff you guys are talking about here. I just didn't know what it was at the time." This person was in the Army from 1997 to 2000. And they said, "I was sent to McMurdo Station in Antarctica. I was a helicopter mechanic and a crew chief, and they had volunteer tours open for guys to go there and work on the helicopters there. When they asked for volunteers, sorry, there's some typos here. I'll try to read it and say what I believe they were trying to say. But it says, when they asked for volunteers, a bunch of us applied, but only me and one other guy got accepted. The application process had a bunch of questionnaires that we had to fill out, and we had to sit for a bunch of one on one interviews. It was mostly just a bunch of questions about what our interests and beliefs were. It's weird that they would ask about their beliefs. I was sent to McMurdo Research Station in August of 1998. When we weren't busy de icing the aircraft and working on them, we had time to hang out with the scientists at the research station. The military unit attached to McMurdo was small, and we didn't have our own separate facilities. We didn't have a PX or a media center. There was no chapel or chaplain, and we didn't have our own separate mailroom. We just had to share the same facilities with the scientists and researchers. So over time, I got to be friends with a few of them. They had two different kinds of ice they worked on and studied. This is where it gets interesting. One kind of ice was the normal kind that we've all seen. They took cores of it out of boreholes in the ground. Just like normal ice, it was mostly clear and sometimes white, and it would melt into liquid water if it got warm. The whole area of Antarctica is covered in this kind of ice. But that wasn't their main kind of ice. The only time I ever saw them actually studying normal ice was when a film crew from National Geographic came by. The rest of the time, which was most of the time, the scientists were studying something they called sky ice. This stuff was totally different. We were never allowed to go into the laboratory areas of the station because the labs had to be kept super clean, and they said it would mess up their work if they risked letting too many people in the lab. But one time, one of the researchers that I was friends with showed me a piece of sky ice. You couldn't touch the stuff with your bare hands because it was so cold. And it wasn't clear or white like normal ice, it was solid blue. He said that's why they call it sky ice, because it was the exact same color as the sky. We had to wear our thick, heavy going outside gloves to handle it. The stuff was so cold, it would instantly freeze your skin if you touched it. I don't remember what the temperature he said it was, but it was something like hundreds of degrees below zero, way colder than the normal ice that was outside. He had to carry it in a metal bottle that was kind of like a thermos. He let me play with the piece of it for a while. It felt lighter than a piece of normal ice of the same size, like it wasn't very heavy at all. It almost felt like you could throw it up in the air and it would just float back down. But I didn't try that. And it was also a little flexible when I tried to bend it. It didn't break like normal ice would. And even for a small piece, you could see through it. It was solid blue right from the surface. And here's the really weird part: it didn't melt into water. When it got warm, because we had it inside, it just started to shrink. It got smaller and smaller, but my glove never got wet. And there was no water on the floor. The stuff just turned into thin air when it got warm and vaporized. He said that was the reason why they had to study the stuff right there in Antarctica. You couldn't take the sky ice back to America to study it because it was almost impossible to keep it cold enough during transit. And then they shared a verse right here where it says, "And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone. And upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above upon it." And then we continue off where it says it would always vaporize into air and you'd have nothing left when you got back to the US, he said. Russian scientists had discovered the same problem, tried to take the ice back to Russia. So that was why they all had research stations in Antarctica. After maybe 15 minutes of handling the piece of sky ice, it was almost completely gone. Just a tiny little bit was left, and my glove was dry the whole time. I'd never seen anything like it before or since, and that's unusual because I've always had an interest in scientific things. I think that's even why I got selected to go to Antarctica, because a big part of the interview was about science and what I believed about things. So I really thought it was cool to see something I'd never heard of before. The whole time I was at McMurdo, I heard people talking about the wall, like that was a special place. It's pretty common to find ice walls and ice cliffs all over Antarctica. The whole place is ice, but it's all just normal white or clear ice. So I asked my friend where they get the sky ice from, and he said it comes from the wall. I don't remember exactly how he described it, but apparently there's a huge wall of sky ice in Antarctica. He said it was hundreds of miles inland from the coast. I never got to see it myself because I was only, and then I'm going to skip forward, stationed to McMurdo. I didn't get to go out on expeditions. He said it was the biggest natural structure in the world. Imagine that. He said that in the 1960s, the U.S. Army had a plan to bore a tunnel into the wall, but they didn't have a boring machine that could handle the super cold temperatures. So they had a whole testing project in Greenland where they developed ice tunnels and invented new boring machines that could operate in super cold temperatures. So this was back when they were going into forming NASA and all the other things that were kind of strange, the Antarctic Treaty around that time, pretty close to it. And he says, like they did this whole big thing in Greenland for just practice. So it's like they were practicing to bore into the sky ice. I'm not an expert on that, but that's just what he told me. Then, once they had the new boring machine figured out, they brought it to the ice wall or to the wall in Antarctica. He said that the machine bored a tunnel. I don't remember exactly, it was like 5 or 10 miles into the wall, but that they never broke through the other side of the wall, and that they still don't know how thick the wall is even to this day. And I'm probably not remembering this part correctly, but I think he said that at first the floor of the tunnel was solid rock, but after a mile or two in, the floor was sky ice, like it was sky ice underneath after a certain point, or something like that. And apparently the wall slowly builds itself back up. So it slowly builds itself back up after you cut it, because after a year or so, the tunnel had shrunk smaller all by itself, like a self-healing wound. It starts closing up. They had to leave the boring machine inside the wall because the tunnel shrunk too small to get it back out. And after a few decades, the tunnel was completely gone, like the part of the wall was solid again. He said that now the scientists were trying to use technology to figure out how thick the wall is. He said something about putting earthquake sensors all along the wall, and that somehow you could measure the signal from an earthquake to see how thick the wall is. But he kind of lost me on that part. I never really thought about any of that after I left. It was really weird stuff, but I didn't think it was a big deal at the time. But then a few weeks ago, I saw a map of the wall in Antarctica, except the map was all flat and crazy looking, and it showed the wall going all the way up over the whole Earth. So since then, I've been trying to learn more about the sky ice that I saw and the wall that I heard about, but I can't find anything at all. So now I'm really wondering if there could be a connection here. And that's how I found this group. So I hope that maybe some part of my experience will help someone figure something out. Well, thankful to that person. If they were telling the truth, that is some very interesting information given what we know surrounds us. We know that the firmament's not just made out of ice, it's something special. That could just be something near the foundation to prevent you from going all the way to it. The Father's design is very complex, and he has foreknowledge. He knows what mankind's going to try to do. Those little nuclear bombs they shot at the firmament was nothing to the firmament. They can't break it. They've tried. If they could, they would, but they can't. And this is just one of those stories that confirms a lot of what I had assumed would be going on. I always thought, man, if they are out there and they can go to it, they're probably trying to drill through it. And if they are, how have they not gotten through it already? And that would answer the question for you, because it closes up as you go through it. But this was back in the 60s. There's no telling what they're trying now, mostly guarding it. I'm sure that's the biggest job they have, is keeping us from going there. And if you do go there, you can only go to certain places. It is tens of thousands of dollars for a one-way ticket. Otherwise, many of us would have already gone there, tried to do some sneaking around and investigating. But this video here, it only had like 300 views. But really cool stuff. Wanted to pass this along. I know the days of censorship have it to where you can't find stuff like this anymore. And I remembered putting it in my firmament playlist. I just wasn't sure if you guys had heard about this and wanted to pass it along to you. Answers some questions that most of you, if you're like me, had about what's going on out there and what are some of the properties near the foundation of the firmament, if they're even close to it. Could go on like that for many, many miles. Who knows? We'll find out soon someday. The firmament itself will roll away like a scroll, but that second day of creation, where he put this expanse for signs and for seasons, and letting us know that he will return very soon. And it's one of those things that we're sensing is right around the corner. due to the way things are going in the world and what they're trying to prepare us for and all the division. But they're preparing for a war. I'll go over that in a little while in another video, what they're preparing for and how you can be prepared yourself to not fall for the deceptions to come. But see you guys around soon. I know that this is a random video and I'm just trying to put this stuff out there and stop procrastinating and share the information that I have while we still can. I'll see you guys really soon. Stay safe and stay ready.
So, if you guys can hear me, uh, Bill, that was a video from a Veil Lifter. Yeah, his name is Veil Lifter, and I thought that was a great video, great information. Yeah, if I am really don't understand if people can't see how this place is created by a super intelligent being. We call him God, or Jesus Christ. Um, it's just amazing. Uh, I knew that all the crap about the um, going to the moon and all that stuff. Man, all my life I knew that they just something didn't sound right, and to really wake up to all this stuff is just amazing. We're getting so much information and faster than what we thought, and uh, we can feel it coming. We can see the evilness taking over and trying to get a hold of everybody's soul, and you see how fast they're moving. And yeah, I know some of you guys don't agree with that, but I do. I think that this is evil taking over, and the ones who are getting the giggles, they're can call them misinformed, taken advantage of. You can call them all them things, but they all, I think, had the right to information just as we did. I don't know. I didn't have it before. I was one zombie asleep for quite a while myself, and thank God I am awake to see. Um, thank God I'm awake to see the truth. And that's all I ask God for, is to show me the truth. I want to know the truth about everything. I want to know the truth. I dig for the truth all day long. I gotta know the truth about everything. uh, and why some people don't care, I don't get that. Why some people don't want to know the truth? Are they scared of it or what? All right, so I'm supposed to have a couple people coming in. There is a thing. Anybody is more than welcome to come in and chat. Um, and YouTube, by the way, that video I showed, that guy wanted people to share that video. So if you get a hold of that video, share it. But YouTube, don't you be taking my video down because I showed that video, because he wants it shown, so you can't say it's against using his stuff without his consent, because we have his consent. So don't pull my video down. With that announcement, there is song I want to play because I really like it. Hopefully, you guys can hear it. Tell me if you can hear this.
Tonight is very clear as we're both lying here. There's so many things I want to say. I will always love you. I would never leave you.
The crowd can.
Sometimes I just forget to say things I might regret. It breaks my heart to see you cry. I don't wanna lose you. I could never make it.
Ooh, we fight now. Man, you fight for your honor. I'll be your hero. I didn't play it all the way through, so hopefully we won't get a strike for that. It's like no matter what you do, you're gonna get a strike for something. Yeah, you hear it. Good. I'm glad that you hear it. So, there's so much to talk about, so much stuff going on, but it's like, why bother? Why bother talking about it anymore? Because nobody gets it. Oh, I met a few people at the, oh my God. I met a few people at the funeral tonight that I've known in the past, and they're the ones that reached out to me on Facebook when they found out that my friend, well, after she passed away, they tested her for the big C, and so it came back positive. And so now everybody is reaching out to me, saying they found out, and they know that I see her, I'm around her every day and stuff. They know I'm not feeling good because the family that was there that night, when the coroner and the police were there, and we were all talking, they all could tell I was sicker than a dog. And so they, anyways, they were reaching out to me, telling me that I should go get checked and all that stuff. So I ran into them tonight, and they're like, "Oh, you're looking good. You sound pretty good and stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah. Still hanging on a little bit, but pretty much I'm feeling pretty good." And so they're all surprised. They're all surprised that I got through it, and they wanted to know what I did. And I'm like, this is crazy. This is fucking crazy. I'm like, usually, you take whatever you take for the flu. What would you take for the flu? I took some Mucinex, Tylenol, with acetaminophen in it, and some ibuprofen. And that was pretty much it for the first about 10 days. And I couldn't seem to shake it. I'm just like, what the hell? This is like hanging on. And I know I've got health problems, so I decided to make that mixture up, the hydroquin. I can't pronounce it. That stuff that Trump was talking about, and they were saying they're gonna. Oh, Trump's telling people to shoot it in their arms and stuff. Hydroxychloroquine, something like that. So I decided to make it. I got the recipe for it. So I make it, and I start taking like 2 teaspoons a day, um, and it started clearing up. I mean, four days later, I'm feeling pretty good. Actually, about 6 days later after I started taking it, that I'm pretty much cleared, um, pretty much cleared up, feeling really good. Now, was it time? Because it did last 14 days. Um, or did that stuff really work and, pull it out of me? So, I don't know. I don't know which it was because I waited so long to take it, or to make it. I waited like 10 days before maybe 8 days, 8, 9 days, somewhere around there. Because I know I took it for at least 6 days. Oh well. So I really can't tell. Uh, so I really can't tell if it was that really worked or not. But hey, you could probably, with anything, you could probably fix yourself. As long as you don't let them put you on a ventilator. That's like the worst thing that could happen. Um, or they said they were pumping people with some sort of medicine when you get in there. I'll have to. That's another video that I wanted to show if I can find it. Trying to think where I heard it from. But it's a video that says they're putting something, shooting them up with something that within hours or days, it pretty much destroys your kidneys. I can't think of what medicine it is. I was gonna send it to my cousin too. Damn it. Let me see if I downloaded it, because I may have downloaded it. Let's see here. YouTube. Library. Downloads. No, it's the FIRMAMENT. Damn it. Nope. Shit.
Let's get right into
Crap. Crap. Well, anyways, damn. No matter what, it's like no matter what we talk about, I'm just not gonna give a shit anymore. Okay. All right. So let's talk about. I was in Walmart tonight, and the guy that lives in this apartment building, he's always wearing that surgical mask, and I try to stay away from because I know he got the giggles, and that's another thing at that funeral tonight. I know so many people there that got the giggles, and they're wanting to hug on me and shit, and I'm just like, oh man, these people, if they're shedding, I know they're shedding, and I know that's why I keep getting freaking sick. I can't get away from all these people that have got the giggles. Um, so, anyways, I'm at Walmart, and I'm trying to stay away from this guy, and he sees me. I'm like, damn it. And so he stops me, and he starts talking to me, and he keeps pulling his mask back up. Keeps pulling his mask back up. And as he's got his mask up, you can see in the middle where he would breathe the most. It's like stained yellow. It's so gross. And he keeps grabbing it and pulling it back up, and it's just like, oh, you don't even realize how many different ways you're infecting yourself. Uh, oh, I don't know how people can breathe with that thing on. Why they don't fight back against this and say fuck this. This is bullshit. And I'm sorry for swearing, but this is crazy. This is craziness. And we can see where this is going, like I talked on my other show, last stream, I should say, is that this is they're gonna start blaming it on us who don't get the giggles for killing these kids, and because as soon as they start vaccinating the kids, shit. As soon as they start giving the kids the giggles and they start dropping, they're gonna start. Well, right now they're blaming us, and that kids are getting sick, and That's why they need the giggles for them. And this is gonna be a whole new ball game when they start giggling the kids. I just can't imagine how people are going to let people shoot something in them that they don't. That's experimental. It's experimental still. That's your blood. That you're supposed to be protecting them. And you're going to let some stranger say that. I've seen videos and shit where they've got lawsuits out against Fauci for all these lies and stuff, and uh, for him basically directing people on what they should believe in and stuff. And people don't even know this person, and they're just going along with it, just believing whatever he says, or you know the paid actors are saying. And you can it, if people would only realize, you guys only realize, it's just a stage. It's all a stage. It's all a movie. It's all a soap opera. uh I know you can agree with me that the media is bought out. I mean, the media is dirty, right? Right? So, why can't you believe that they can set up a backstage anywhere and make it look like they're busy to get you in the fear of going outside and breathing fresh air? They literally stopped you from breathing, basically, all this fresh oxygen out here. It's actually, we're being poisoned by the sky too, but, the chemtrails and all that stuff. So but we're able to breathe at least. And you people that wear that mask, you're just obeyers. And you can't be that afraid. Uh, I mean, I don't want to die either, but I am not going to bow to anybody for my life. Um, I'm going to do what I think is best for myself. Uh, I don't know, a lot of people got a lot of hard questions to ask themselves. What are you going to do? Because they are going to take all the jobs away. And you're either going to have to get the giggles to save your job, and or they're, so how do you feed yourself in it? I believe that you totally have to have belief in Jesus Christ and that he will take care of you, but you also gotta work for yourself too, and you need to reach out to the people around you and talk to them and make sure they know that this is coming, and then you guys can all band together and trade things that you may need. Um, and that's what I should be doing right now too. Um, Reaching out because, you know, my paycheck could be gone tomorrow too, because I'm not getting it for nothing. There's no money in the world you can pay me or take away from me, whatever. I'm not getting it. And and the people who have young kids, I understand it. Man, you guys got some hard choices to make, and um, I feel for every one of you guys that have to make them choices pretty soon, because they're uh, they're coming for the kids, and yeah. In a way, I wish my kids were still under the age where I had control over whether they got it or not. Because I would fight tooth and nail for them not to get it. And now they're old enough, they're all old enough to make their own choices. And there's nothing I can say or do about it. Um, I can try to warn them, but I don't know. So, boy, oh boy. Well, I suppose we could see what's in the news, and then I don't know, probably I don't know how long I'm gonna go for tonight because I only have like I don't know 2 hours and 55 minutes before I can't live stream anymore. Um, just I don't have the money to pay for the damn upgrade, which is I have half of it. I have $10. It's like $20. Um, so and that would be unlimited. So if anybody uh, if anybody's got $10 or two people got $5, help me out because I need like $10 to pay for an upgrade. And the PayPal link is, I believe, it's right because I did try it before I put it up there, or before the stream started.
Four of Bayview's biggest offenders. Nobody had this.
Let me see what is in the news. Britney, we're not going to talk about Britney Spears. No. Wisconsin man pleads guilty to illegally transporting bear. Whatever. Marijuana use could make the Big C breakthrough cases more likely. What? What is this? Very interesting story. Let's see. Come on. What is this? Marijuana use may lead to a significantly higher risk of contracting the Big C-19, despite being fully, oh my god, despite being fully giggled, according to the results of a new study. Oh, did you hear that? Is anybody listening to this? Jeez, did you just hear that? Marijuana use may lead to a significantly higher risk of contracting the Big C-19 despite being fully giggled, according to the results of a new study. Oh my gosh. The study was published Tuesday in the journal World Psychiatry and focused on the Big C-19 breakthrough infections is fully giggled people diagnosed with substance use disorder, a condition that involves uncontrolled dependence on substances including marijuana, alcohol, cocaine, opiates, and tobacco. While breakthrough infections were seen in 3.6% of the giggled people without SUD, the study found. Oh, wow. Crazy. The stories are just so crazy. Let's see what I got here. Texas school shooting. Yeah, I don't know. I just heard about the school shooting yesterday. I don't know. I didn't follow it, so I don't know what it's all about. What happened? I heard it was a fight or something. I don't know. Man bought New York lottery ticket or NC lottery ticket and forgot about it, then got a big shock days later. Hey, that was supposed to be my big lottery ticket. Could you imagine? $195,000. Man bought a ticket. Forgot about it, then got a big shock days later when North Carolina man checked his lottery ticket days after purchasing it. 1/2 of 391,000 cash 5 jackpot. All right. So, anyways, I'm all talked out. So maybe we'll just call it early one tonight. It'd be a lot easier to go through if it's only an hour long. We've had a couple long ones the last couple of nights. 5-hour one and I believe a 4.5. I think 4.5 hours a couple nights later. So we have definitely been live streaming a lot lately. So I don't really have anything else. Say it doesn't look like chat unless my chat froze. I don't know if you guys are even saying anything in chat. Did you all disappear on me, sons of bitches? You know what it is it's because I talk too much Jesus Christ in here, I guess. And because we gonna talk about now, didn't you guys think that video was interesting? I thought it was. The more information, the better. And I think that was full of great information. And you guys go look him up. His name is Veil Lifter. Veil Lifter. So I don't know. With that, maybe I will take a break and come on again later and just do a. I want to do like a music type show where I just play music, but I don't know what music I'm allowed to play. Where the hell do you get that from? A list of music where you're allowed to play. And is it stupid music? Is it all stupid? Is that why you're allowed to play it on YouTube? I don't know. So, with that, I will bid you guys good night, and I will see you guys maybe a little bit later. Maybe I'll come on a little bit later. I burned an hour, so I've got an hour and 55 minutes left that I can burn up. So, with that, you guys know what to do.